Hi, I'm Not Yet Dead, and welcome back to ElmCreek. It's FS22. I've had a whole day where I've not been able to play, and that sucks. But we're back, and I'm going to be busy. So, day 2, a few things to update you on here. I did a little bit off screen. So, 2 things. The contract that I took out, the harvesting contract, I was going to do it on video, and then didn't, because I saved the game, zoomed through the night, and the next morning it was raining. I thought, oh, and I wasn't sure whether or not I'd managed to keep the contract anyway overnight. So I thought, you know what, I'll just get it done at night time. I thought, I don't want to record that because it'd be in the dark. I did actually record a little bit of footage just to show. But then, strangeness of strangeness, I took the go away crows. I took the combine. I did the whole field. I took the content to the sell point, and turns out it wasn't enough, which is a little bit disappointing. So I had to cancel the contract. Anyway, that was it. I think I got about 67%. There's clearly a bit of a bug there with some of the contracts, which was a little bit frustrating. But there you go. It is what it is. So consider that null and void. I'm really glad I did it off screen. And as you can see, I got this trailer, which, again, slightly annoyingly, I bought it before the mod hub started filling up with stuff, and of course now we have the Stroutman. I could have got the Stroutman. Unfortunately, this now means I love it. It's a great trailer, but it does now mean I'm using it on both of my Let's Plays here and au Bay Laurent. But never mind. It's a great trailer, so who cares? And actually, you know what? It's perfect for this. I was stacking these manually, and frankly, it was driving me nuts. So I thought I'll get a trailer, and actually, you know what? It's been so quick and so easy to put them on here. It's just worked really, really well. Those aren't as good, I'll have to say. As usual, doing it on screen is never quite as good as doing it off screen. This is the nature of things. It's pretty normal, really. So that's that. So I'll just quickly get that done. I've also got a few more bits of equipment. Been using the old worker go-to thing to help me bring stuff back and forth from there. Now this is, how do I, because that's just going to be, you know what, it's fine, we'll just do that. That'll roll over nicely. There we go. Yeah, this works really well. I think the bale physics are better. They feel better to me. That was a lot easier than it might have otherwise been, so I'm quite pleased with that. And it's a great trailer for doing it, actually. I really like this trailer. That's not brilliant, is it? But never mind, it'll do. And I'm back on that polyholder as well. There we go, look at that. Yeah, so actually before we go sell, I was wondering about selling those, so let's have a quick look. I haven't really paid an awful lot of attention to prices yet. Straw, kind of get into it and then you sort of, actually 120 for 1,000 litres. I mean, each one of those bales is only, I think, 120 litres. It's going to get me a few thousand. Where is our animal dealer? Actually, you know what? That's going to take me ages to find. So let's do that. What are price fluctuations like? So the price does go up. We could wait. We're now in September. We could wait until January time, which looks like it ought to be our peak. Yeah, maybe. So where is that? It's not far. It's not far, and you know what? We've not been up there yet. I've driven past it, but we haven't been in. So that's clearly the animal dealer sell point. That's the animal dealer. Yeah, okay, fine. So yeah, maybe we'll do that. But I mean, the rain that was threatening my harvest contract didn't come in the end, actually. I did get everything right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. The alternative is I could just put, because what I had thought about was just putting them under here. So I could even just, and now we could just put it in here, couldn't we? I could embarrass myself trying to reverse into there. But we've also got weeds across all of the fields. So we've got a few things to do. There's weeding to be done on this field. I don't think this field will do anything, to be honest. But, you know, you could put cover crops in, actually. Oh, and also, oh God, now I've got to remember how to do it. Okay, like that. No, there we go. Yeah, because I've magically put manual gears on, so you're going to have to excuse me. This is going to take some getting used to. Right, slow that down. No, not that one. That one. So yeah, got ourselves a weeder. I think I just leased it. I'm only going to need it today, probably. Let's face it. Need to figure out which is the right gear. 30 might be too high, maybe. That's not enough power. Actually, no, that seems about right. This John Deere doesn't have gear sets. It just has gears, and lots of them. Lots and lots and lots of them. Wow, that parallax occlusion really works well on those tire tracks. Look at that. So yeah, it's a bit weird. So yeah, like I'm saying, you have to excuse me a little bit doing the old manual gears. But we'll get there. Okay. But yeah, it's a question of finding the right gear to leave it in, because to be honest, a lot of the time I'm not sure we need to change gears. Only, you know, you might if you're doing something under really heavy load, but probably not so much. So I think we also need to lime all of our fields. Could put a cover crop. I might leave this one and we'll see what happens, but I could put a cover crop in the one that we cultivated yesterday that we ended up taking all of the stones out of. In fact, you know what, for speed, what we'll do is we'll just spin up here and we'll come round. There we go. Yeah, we've got the field next door to cultivate. I mean, there's loads to do. Might do some contracts as well, just to, you know, take us somewhere else on the map. I'll try and keep this to a bit reasonably short, half hour or so. Try and get back to that. The tail end of Riverside, I was having longer videos because I had so much to do. But we can chill out a little bit. I'll do a bit of stuff off screen. You know, we'll do two videos to a day, kind of thing again, and see how that goes. I'm umming and ahhing, given that I've started both ElmCreek and Haut-Baileron with seasons on, and I just want to see them. I just want to feel them, you know, in seasons, rather than doing them not. And of course, that could be a potentially slow way to start. But we are doing this one a day to a season for now. Of course, at some point, that will become, you know, we'll need to extend the number of days that we have. We'll need to extend the number of days that we have, but that's fine. We can do that once a year, basically. I think that's, or is it next month, or next season it takes effect, or something like that. I can't remember. But yeah, so we'll modify that. I'm umming and ahhing though, therefore, that maybe on Haut-Baileron we actually increase the number of days per season, but then increase time. Maybe we do it at times 10 or times 6 or something. I've got loads of ideas for that map that I want to get started on, because of course I'm playing it farm manager rather than a new farmer, so it's actually opened up quite a bit the options that we have. But yes, thanks to some very helpful people on YouTube actually, who I was chatting with in the comments, and thanks to Miss CDP as well. I figured out the controls for gears. Took a bit of doing. There's a few few, not foibles, I guess, just, you know, just things you have to get used to, you have to get the idea of. Interestingly enough, of course, and perfectly right, is of course that all the tractors have slightly different gears. Be that, you know, like I say, the John Deere here has got how many gears it's got, all the way up. The Massey, for example, has a couple of gear sets. I think the other John Deere has a couple of gear sets. I can't, actually, no, I haven't driven that one yet, so I'll find out in a minute. So yeah, it's interesting, for sure. I'm not going to worry overly about workers. We've got relatively small fields. Frankly, not a great deal to do. Though I say we could, I might be tempted to put cover crop in the other field that we cultivated yesterday. And of course we could put it straight in. Of course we'll have to do some stone picking. I mean, equally, you know, sorry, it's something to think. Equally, you know, we could also do some contracting, right? But yes, if you don't know gears yet, or you haven't tried it, it's so it's to change up gear or change gears. It's R2, so you trigger your accelerator button to all intents and purposes, and up on the D-pad, or up and down on the D-pad to change up and down gear. Right, so this has 15 gears, so there you go. You can equally do it with R2 and L2, so if you need to be stationary while you change gear, then you can do that. You just have your fingers on both triggers. It's quite good. But you can equally just move with R2. We don't appear to have a manual setting for gears yet on console. I'm hoping that, a clutch setting. I'm hoping that will come, because obviously then when we get that, then I'll be using my wheel a bit more. I'm not using my wheel at the moment because my panel doesn't work. And then to change gear set is R2 and left and right, oops, which I don't have on this tractor, so it just then defaults back to t'other, right? But actually, also, the other thing then is reverse. So reverse, which you're best off doing when you're stationary, so R2 and L2, and just down on the D-pad, takes you into your reverse set of gears, and as you can see here, we've got 4 reverse gears. Or you can go to neutral. I mean, you can go to neutral and then go through, so you can scroll up to neutral, down to 1, down to reverse, back to neutral, back up to 1. I love the fact that you can see his hand moving as I do that. That's very cool. Into reverse, back up, neutral, 4 gears. It's very good. Anyway, actually for now, let's reverse. And then of course, having done that means that you control, because you don't need to worry about braking and reversing, means you control all of your vehicle movements with R2. So you're only using 1. I'm going to put a worker on that. Let's leave him to that. Let's see how he does. Something tells me he's probably better at changing gears than I am. Oh, but the weeds are patchy, so that's not going to work really well. In fact, if anything, I'd argue that the workers seem less smooth than they were. But you know what? Actually, that may not. Okay, yeah. So partial weeding is just not worth it, right? Well, that's fine. I'm going to leave that here. We've done weeding now this morning, so let's go do something else. I'm going to leave that here. Besides, apart from the else, having done that, can I put it into neutral? Oh, you can't change gear. Now you see that's a bit odd, that it won't let you change gear even with the engine off. because you could do in real life, right? So that seems a bit weird. But there you go. Not a big deal. Sorry, I'm just checking. I heard something at the door. Oh, the battery's low on my headphones. Why is that? We've only just started. It's been on charge. Oh dear. Anyway, so jumping through. Sorry, I don't know why I'm jumping through, because frankly, I could just walk, enjoy the environments. So yeah, so actually, just to confirm, cover crop. Oh no, so I'm looking at prices. I don't want prices, I want calendar. I'm assuming, yeah, oilseed radish. Oh, I can plan, oh, today or tomorrow. Okay, fine. Okay, so that's worth doing. Right, good. Bells are all cleared. I like the weeds, the fact you can still get weeds on it. That's really good, it looks good. Just lower that down. So this has control set A, hang on, so look at this. Control set A, control set B, control set C, control set D, control set E. Good grief. Okay, well let's try it on C. That feels about right, actually. You have to remember though that if you do that, you can't have your finger on the R2. You have to use cruise control because you can't have your finger on the R2 and change the camera. We're getting rocks. That was kind of expected. Okie doke. So we've got rocks to clear as well. And it's already -3 in reverse, which again feels better. So you don't, you know, for doing little field work and stuff, you don't have to be constantly changing gear. It's fine because of the way that gear sets work, right? Ooh, more rocks. It's a very cool feature. I do like that. I'm really getting into this game. I'm a little bit sad about the side panel, but apparently that only affects the PS5 version. On PS4 you can still use it, so I may continue these two maps on PS5, and if I start another map or a modded map, I might go over to the PS4 version, still on the PS5. So I don't know if we'll see, I don't think we'll see a great deal of difference. I've heard issues of the PS4 version, but I think if you play it on PS5, it's fine. We might try that at some point, but then that will give me the opportunity to use my side panel, and the graphics may not be quite as good, we'll see. But equally it means I've got things like hazard indicators and full beam headlights that of course you can't access using a controller, and the only thing we lose as a result is actually the reflective beacons, which just aren't in the PS4 version, but as far as we can tell, everything else is. So, excellent. So I think it's a really good feel to get ourselves a thumbnail. Oh, I love the sound of the brakes and everything. Hydraulics. Soil animation is really good too. I could probably take all the icons off, right? I wonder if we should try... Oh, no, I'm moving over. We should probably try that, honestly, and see how that goes. See if I can cope without them. I never used to have them on 19. Yeah, I think I'll get used to these gears. I mean, it's extra easy for fieldwork because once you've assessed the best gear for that particular implement, that particular job, you can pretty much just leave it in that gear, and then you just switch it between in reverse. And otherwise, it seems to work really well. Right, my headphone battery's died now. I just realised that I've not stopped recording yet, so I'm going to stop recording for a minute, and I'll catch up with you again when we've finished, or nearly finished, this video. So wow, I hadn't realised quite how much I've recorded. But hey, it's fine, it's 11 o'clock, you know, we were two-thirds through the video, and about two-thirds through the morning. I did start a little bit late because I did a few bits first thing. But that's all right, it's all good. I realised the animation on the dash on this tractor is fantastic. Got all the dials, got all the stuff. And just pull forwards, there we go, that's the end of that. The camera's a little bit jerky. Frame rate maybe not 100%. Yeah, and you can see the engine revs hovering up and down. If I lift that up, but actually if I switch off the engine a minute, alright, watch all the dials drop. That's pretty cool. Now watch. All the lights come on, the stop sign comes on. That's really good. Right. I feel myself changing gear more often with gear set rather than necessarily. I suppose we've got that cultivator, which technically we don't really need, do we? Because we've got our ripper. They're the same width, they operate the same speed. Yeah, we could probably sell that actually. But for right now, let's not worry about it. So I'll just put this over here, I think. Oh, he said. I'll do. Right. So next, I've got that weeding to do, but you know what, I'll leave that, I'll do that off screen. So we can now pick up stones, or we could go sell that hay. I've got to decide which of these two John Deeres I'm going to sell, because I don't need both of them. I've just got so many tractors. But you know what, that's already left connect. I'll leave that connect up to the weeder. We'll just carry on using this one. I'm not going to show all of the stone picker-upper in, because you've seen it before, but we'll do a little bit. And then what we'll do, just to round off the video, is we'll go sell those bales. I was umming and ahhing. But I think I might as well sell them. I've no particular need for them. I know the price could go up, but you know what? It's fine. We're exploring much as anything else at this stage. Oh, sorry, change gear. Pull that out. Right, have I got, so I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. Have I got space to get along here? Now, what kind of power does this need, and do I need a different gear set? Let's lower it down, switch it on. We might do. Actually, no, maybe we'll be all right. Bit struggle if I have it in D. Actually, no, it seems to be fine. But just to prevent lots of crazy driving backwards and forwards and altering things, let's just go around in circles, basically. Reduce the level of reversing that is required. It's a pretty cool thing, you've got to say. It's a pretty cool thing. I mean, you could just do it just by picking up where you can obviously see them, but I think there are others that you can't see, and I guess then they're probably going to have less of an impact, you know, in terms of the damage to your equipment and stuff, but or the impact on your crops or whatever. But yeah, well, let's do it properly. And there are quite a few stones actually across this field. Oh, am I going to miss some? I've missed some. Really? My bad. Right, well this is going to take a while, so I will do a wee bit more, and then how about we go sell those bales, and we'll call it a day. End of our first recorded video on ElmCreek. It's kind of exciting, doesn't it? I guess actually, you know what we could do is actually leave a worker on this, and let's see how he gets on, shall we? So we'll just get him lined up. Let's see, how does a worker get on with stone picking? Well, he's not going to get on very well with this bit, because technically I've already done this bit. So let's... Right, not done this bit. So, can a worker pick stones? Yes. That's now on a worker. And it'll just nicely go up and down the field. And he will probably do it a lot better than I do. Oh, look at this. Is that a bandana he's got on his head? Or is that the beret? Maybe that's the beret. What's he doing? Oh, okay. Wow, that was a long way into the field just to reverse back. But he's getting on with it, that's for sure. Right, okay. Let's go sell those bales, shall we? Could have a look at contracts, actually. I was going through the menu. I can't see anything that switches those blue symbols off. So I'm not sure about that. Unless... Oh, I'll mess it off screen. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was going to do. I was going to look at contracts. So I kind of went the wrong way. Got a baling contract? Oh, that'd be kind of fun. Cultivating. Wow. The obligatory, ridiculously huge potato harvest contract that will take you hours. Or another one, crikey, 2 big potato harvest contracts. I'm tempted to do the baling contract, actually. To borrow items. Let's do that. It's not something we're going to do on our own farm for a little while, so we'll take that one. Maybe we'll do that in the next episode. Oh, look, interesting. So it even tells you, I've got 16,800 litres of bales here. Really? Wow. So it actually tells you how much volume you've got on a trailer that's full of bales. That's pretty cool, actually. Kind of like that. Right, so what are we in? So we're in neutral. Let's push it up. So again, we've got A, B, C and D. Let's try it in D and see how we get on. This shouldn't be too heavy for this tractor. Absolutely fine. Check that out. I suppose equally we could get a worker to do this, but you know what? First time out, it's just fun to do it ourselves. Oh, okay. Set the cruise control to 22 for some reason. So it's not just 4 gears then, is it? Oh, it is. Okay. Fair enough. Is it only Control D? Or does it go up to an E? No. Just thinking that's quite high revs to be shooting along at 39k, but there you go. No beacon, sadly. I wonder if I can get one fitted. Quite tempted to, just to get you more use out of the beacons. It's a great looking tractor though, isn't it? Look at that. Tyre deformation looks amazing in this game, even better than it was on 19, because it was first probably brought in on 19, but it looks great on here. I can hear a vehicle. Why's that? Looks like this is where we're coming. Always good to end an episode with selling something. Oh, cool. So that's where we get the animals from. Wow, look at that. There's a lot of detail in there. A lot of detail. Bit of space there if you want to put something. I don't know why you would, but you might do. Deliver the straw here to what looks like the pig shed or something. There we go. 2,368 bales. Did I really have 6,000 litres? I suppose, actually, yeah, that's about right, actually. 16,000 litres, rather. Cool. Well, there you go. I'll take us back to the farm. I'm going to call it there for today. And take the straps off. Warning note to self. You don't need to take the straps off to sell bales. You still in the old game, right? I'm 19. Maybe I'm wrong. Actually, maybe you didn't, actually. Don't know why I thought that. But yes, so so that'll be it for this episode. As I said, we'll finish getting those rocks up, and I'll probably do that that weeding in that other field actually. Well, maybe I'll leave that. I don't know. We'll see. I'll get the rocks up anyway. Maybe I'll get all the equipment over to our contract field, wherever that is, and the next episode we'll do that contracting, and maybe we'll get some seeding done. Yeah, it'll be fun. It's a great map. I do like this map. I like both the maps actually, ElmCreek and Notyetdead. They're very different. I guess if I was pushed, I'd probably say I prefer the landscape in Notyetdead. It's more what I'm used to, sort of European style. But I think both maps are great, and they're just so different, which is really good. So yeah, loving this. Really looking forward to playing FS22 more, and I hope you are too. And I hope you're enjoying watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, like, subscriptions are very much appreciated. Look, Ravenport, Amajo's Diner and the Grocery Mart. But yeah, whatever you do, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.